Hello everyone, my name is Raufatal Noval, and today I'm gonna explain about Russian civil law system. So the Russian civil law system evolved from the Roman law tradition with strong influence from German and Dutch law, and underwent significant changes during the Soviet era. After the 1990s, the system adopted the continental European model. So the main codification that Russian civil law system using is consists of four parts and serve as the foundation of all civil law in Russia. So, part one, it regulates general provisions of civil law that covers like sources of law, legal entities, transactions, representation, and basic civil law rules. And part two, it regulates law of obligations that includes contracts, torts, obligation, and civil liability. And part 3 regulates inheritance law that covers inheritance, wills, distributions of assets, and heirs. Part 4 it regulates intellectual property law, like one of the most comprehensive IP codification in the world at the time of enactment. So, and basic principles of Russian civil law is equality of all parties before the law, private property rights are inviolable, freedom of contract as long as it does not contradict the law, free and responsible exercise of civil rights, legal protection of civil rights for all citizens. Government structures in civil law. So, in the context of civil law, Russia uses a civil law system that relies heavily on the government, executive, and legislative bodies to create written rules and the judiciary to interpret them. So the first one is legislative branch, the State Duma and Federation Council. It makes and approves civil laws, including amendments to the civil code, sets the foundation for legal relations between citizens, companies, and the state, approves policies governing contracts, inheritance, property rights, and intellectual property. The second one is executive branch, or president and federal government. It executes civil law, issues decrees that may affect civil law practice, sets national like legal policy directions, including like civil law reforms. And the third one, judiciary or civil courts. Its general courts handle personal disputes, contracts, divorce, and inheritance. Commercial arbitration courts handle business disputes, companies, and commercial property. The Supreme Court is the highest level for civil cases. And the Constitutional Court reviews constitutionally of civil laws. Number four, supporting institution like notary institution, authenticate contracts, wills, property transactions, and the Federal Registration Service. It records property rights and legal entities. Ministry of Justice promotes civil law reform. Okay, so that is the explanation about Russian civil law system. Hope you all enjoy and understand about what I'm saying. Thank you very much and goodbye.